Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp on this rainy, even stormy day. So I am in the mood for a wintry beer. Now this is episode 200 of the Brew Reviews, and I actually never thought I'd manage to make it past 10 or 15. But nonetheless, number 200, we have over 100 subscribers. I've met several of you. I'm talking about Yo, I'm talking about Patrick, who actually gave me this bottle and this glass as a gift. I've talked about him in a former brewery breakdown. I'll link up here. So yeah, needless to say, I'm very happy with this and I'm gonna go on for a while. But I thought this would be the perfect occasion to try out this Cantillon Gueuze. Now, first off, let's talk about the bottle. They used to have several kinds of bottle. They used to have wrappers like Lindemann still has. They used to have eclectic labels. They used to have a bunch of things. They used to have no labels. Now they opted for a very simple label, a nice white and black label with the logo, the drunk guy, in gold, radiating. Looks a bit Catholic even. And it does say Cantillon Gueuze depuis 1900. Now for that, again, I referred to the other video. Took me quite a while, so yeah, go watch that. But I did enjoy it. What does the bottle say? By the way, check out that lovely branded bottle cap. You know I'm a sucker for those. The Gueuze Cantillon, a real spontaneous fermentation beer, is entirely made up of lambic. This lambic is brewed with organically grown wheat 35% and barley malt 65%. And with dried hops, to be drunk preferably within 20 years after the bottling date. Beer with taste evolution. Now this one is bottled in June 2022, so this is only 1 year after bottling date. I do have some Gueuze in my cellar that is 10-20 years old, and Gueuze will do that. Now this means that this is a rather young Gueuze, and I do believe that the consensus is that, lovely, that a Brettanomyces yeast will evolve in taste for about 4 to 5 years. So I could have waited, or I could get me some other bottles. As I stated in that brewery breakdown about Cantillon, they actually used to have some rules about storing bottles, and because of that they opted now to add a bottle cap over the cork. Ooh, smells old and fresh alike. Also, I love these nice branded corks. Brasserie Cantillon 2021, bottled in Brussels, season 21-22, lot May. So this one will be blended in May, I believe, and bottled on the 8th of June. Very well then. It is still quite active, some bubbling going on there. I am happy to have put the bottle upright last week, because I actually wanted to do this video last week, but a lot has happened. I'll make a video about that later on. But the yeast did go down to the bottle, and that's the beauty of these champagne bottles. If you have flat bottom bottles, you might disturb the yeast, and it does come with the beer. In this case, you might still disturb the yeast, but it mainly settles down in the groove. Now, bear in mind that Cantillon is one of the most classic Gueuze there is, linked to the invention of the name Gueuze and lambic and stuff. But this Gueuze is also said to be one of the hardest tastes in Gueuze. Now I used to hate Gueuze because I didn't like sour. Now I do. I have come to terms with it, and now I love it. I learned to drink Gueuze with a Hanses Artisanal, which is also quite sour. But I have never, to my shame, tasted a Cantillon. Now this is a 5.5% ABV. Yeah, classic Gueuze. I do see a very clear beer, some large bubbles, rather quickly dissipating foam, which is quite normal for Gueuze. I do see a lovely straw yellow beer. Yeah, like I said, a classic. Now, as for the scent, for the fragrance, this isn't the oldest of Gueuze, like I said, it's only 1 year old. Of course, this is a blend between a few years, but nonetheless, it smells rather fresh. I do get some straw in there. One might say stable, but I'd say a clean stable. It's not like I smell the horses. And I do get some sweet and sour in there as well. Although I doubt that there is a lot of sweet in there. But I do get a bit of malty scent in there, but be it very, very, very tiny. But I do love that young Gueuze smell. Okay, let's dive right in. As for the taste, cheers. All right. Instant classic immediately. It is indeed quite sour, but I do believe that because of being quite young, it's not as pungent as some people experience Cantillon to be. It is actually ever so pleasant, very refreshing, very fresh. I do get a lot of straw in there. I do get some stable in there, as we say. And I do get that lactic acid sourness, a tiny hint of vinegar maybe, some very fresh, very sour green apples, a bit of lemon. And I am saying this just to illustrate that there are different kinds of sourness or acidity to a beer. And when you dive into Gueuze, you will notice that you've got sour and sour. Also a bit of grapefruit actually. Now, most of the time Gueuze blenders and Gueuze brewers use hops that are pretty old, because they do want that bacteriostatic effect for some part, but they don't need all those aromas. And I do get a tiny bit of hoppiness in here, a bit of bitterness, but combined with that lemony lactic acid flavor, it does immediately go to grapefruit in my head. Yeah. And I do get that tiny sweet rim around the taste, not because of sugars or starches or anything, but just because of the freshness of this beer, which is quite nice. So yeah, I guess that's about it. How should I score this beer? That's tough. I wouldn't drink 4 of these on a night. Nonetheless, I do love it, and I'm very happy to have tried it for the first time finally. So I would call this a 4.25. yeah, let's call it the 425. Yeah, absolutely lovely. So thanks again, Patrick, for gifting me this bottle as well as this glass. I really enjoyed the search work. He has assured me that he already has another request, so I'm very curious to find out what that is. And yeah, I'll see you guys again, let's say Wednesday at 6 if I can make it. As for the rest, if you guys like this video, if you have an opinion on Cantillon or you want to taste it or you have tasted it, let me know down in the comments. If you have any requests, same thing. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, let me know about it. And if you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you'll be the first to know whenever I upload something, which should be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. So, cheers you guys.